It's a community of people, and it's always been people-oriented.
It's a nurturing place for our students of all ages to come and learn.
It's a great thrill, really, to come here and see all this activity.
It's everything that we envisioned.
Nobody ever thought it would grow like it's grown, but it's a major institution now.
It's difficult to believe when you look at Howard County today that it was once farmland and a few scattered subdivisions. Back in the 50s, the population of the county was only a little more than 23,000, and none of the local towns had more than 1,000 residents. With no community college of their own, most Howard County students attended Catonsville Community College.
Very few people wanted to go to college. If they did, they went to the University of Maryland or Hood College or one of the Johns Hopkins. And but finally, Catonsville Community College opened up over in Baltimore County, and they agreed to take a small number of our students.
Once the student population began to increase, they had to come up with a new plan.
I guess they were getting more applicants than they could handle, so they said, you can't send any more over here. And that's when we really got to thinking about starting a community college of our own.
Members of the Board of Education supported the idea of starting a community college in the county.
We think, well, we ought to have this for Howard County. Our students should be able to, because they were wanting to come to or go to Catonsville Community College. And so why shouldn't we provide that interest out here, closer to home? And that's what we did.
A great deal of construction was already taking place in the county as the new city of Columbia was well underway. The approval process for the community college happened quite rapidly. The Board of Education was authorized by the county commissioners to establish Howard Community College, and 3 days later, with the state's approval, HCC was in line to become the 14th community college in Maryland. Senator Clark was instrumental in securing the funding for the construction of the first building. The Board of Education then began its search for land. In planning for Columbia, James Rouse had set aside 2 parcels of land for consideration by the board.
As I recall, when the information in the news that the Board of Education was interested in establishing a community college, there was some discussion about sites, and the Rouse Company came immediately forward with a couple of suggestions of sites in the Columbia area.
The board negotiated with Howard Research and Development and eventually settled on 119 acres for approximately $300,000. They also secured enough funding from the state for the creation of the new building. By the summer of 1969, construction had begun. Next, the board would have to find someone to lead the college. Ironically, Dr. Alfred Smith, who would be chosen as the first president, found out about the position at a conference from the president of Catonsville Community College.
Columbia at the time was in its infancy, and as a matter of fact, there wasn't even any road outside of this campus. We had a dairy farm next door where the cows were still coming over on the college's property. I knew about Columbia. I knew what the initial concepts were, and I was very impressed with them, and thought it'd be a wonderful idea to come here and start a new community college based on this new planned city of Columbia.